Okay, here we go with an order sequence. Alright, this is how the sequences play out and how you know vibration and comes first and how it plays out to end up to the eternal 8 and the harmonic flux. You have vibration. Right, you have to have your vibration first because that creates the motion. So you have, anytime you have something in vibration, we can agree that it's in motion because it's a byproduct of vibration. Just like electricity and magnetism are byproducts of each other, vibration, motion, same thing. But I'm not going to introduce that shit into it. So right now it's just vibrations, which create the sine wave, which creates the motion. Okay. And this, in my equation, is why H comes first, the prime numbers, then the phi symbol. The phi symbol is literally showing you the pattern the motion moves in. Okay. Spiral, Fibonacci spiral going in. That's the motion that gets set in by the vibrations. Alright, let's stay on track. So first is your vibration, which creates your sine wave. The sine wave creates the motion, which is the spiral pattern, which then leads to your prime numbers. That's your third one in the equation, I'm sorry. But so vibration and motion, prime numbers. Okay, vibration creates the sine wave, then you have motion and spiral as byproducts of that. So that's your first two. And then the prime numbers is the formation. The reason why the prime numbers are the formation is because they are indivisible. They cannot be broke down into any other number besides themselves. That's why they are prime numbers. That's why it has to be the prime numbers, because that's the only place the planets can form, because that's the only place that can't be broken down into lesser matter. Okay? And let's keep going. So I'm going to keep repeating the pattern here just where I know it's clear to everybody. So first we start with vibration, creates the sine wave, creates motion, creates spirals, creates prime numbers, which creates the formations. And then after you have those three elements in place, that is your three elements for the core equation of my MRT model. That is your foundation effects. That's why those are your three physical laws. They're not three secondary laws, they're three physical foundational laws. That's what it is. That's the physical universe is governed by those three laws. Everything else is a side effect to that. Electromagnetism does not get created until after the completion of the flip, because mirror, the Neptune in our solar system is the mirror. It reflects back. Alright, now imagine this. Okay, you got the sun right here, right? And then you have it emitting an S wave. Okay, coming off of it. Then it hits that boundary planet, Neptune, which is not counted in your 7 days of creation in sacred geometry. Since sacred geometry has it correct, we'll go with their calculations, not with narrative-driven calculations. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Pluto most likely is not a planet. Pluto, if anything, is a moon to Neptune or Uranus. If anything, I'd say Neptune. And it probably helps to amplify the wave for the flip. Because literally you have, like I said, you have your sun, creates that S wave, hits the boundary over here, Neptune, and it has to have the energy to flip it back around and make it come back around. So flips back around, come back around, creates the 8. That 8 pattern is your electromagnetic flux. That's what creates electromagnetism. That is a secondary effect that only happens after the creation of the standing wave. The standing wave creates levitation, the floating effect. That's why we're not just sitting on a table on a planet rolling around somewhere. That's what keeps us floating in space. Okay. Now, anything else? The eternal way. Okay. Now that I've stated all that, I'm going to read the pattern out again here, or the order sequence, so everybody knows. First, you have to have your vibration. That is your number one thing. That has to come first. Without vibration, you can't have nothing else. So that is your fundamental force. That trumps everything else. Right? That's why it's the first thing in the equation. So we're going vibration equals sine wave equals motion equals spiral equals prime numbers equals formations equals boundary / mirror equals standing wave equals levitation equals eternal 8 equals electromagnetic flux or harmonic flux. They're both relatively the same. But it's not, because the harmonic flux is more of the resonance than it is the electromagnetic flux. I mean, they're actually two different things, but it's hard to explain. It is two different things, but it's the same thing. It's just like a supercharged version of it because it's a side effect. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I'm asking the camera like it's going to fucking respond to me. Like sometimes we all just have some dumb moments, you know what I mean? Yeah, the thing is if we're, man enough to stand up and say, hey, I was wrong. Like I had to. Back in, October 2025? The only prediction I got wrong out of all my predictions was the Betelgeuse going supernova October 13th, 2025. I admitted I was wrong. The moment it didn't happen, I was like, oh shit, I didn't change the data to fit my model. I'm not NASA, I don't do that. I changed my model to fit the data. That way it is still fit observable reality when shit hits the fan, like right now, and they don't have no answers for it. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Because they've literally changed the numbers so much, they literally don't know the fucking what's going on. And that's why I had 10 out of 10 double blind test predictions that's public on my YouTube channel. That's not counting the other 10 to 20 I have that I did before I even started putting them public on my channel. The only reason I put them on my YouTube channel, NinjaNsite Public, is because it has timestamp verified public videos that they cannot deny. All of them was public before the events carried out. The timestamped evidence right there digitally on the internet. You cannot erase that. Please.